All right, so we want to clap. One, two, three. Okay, B, do you want to clap with me?
Are your hands broken?
I'm
I
like,
heard
fine.
nothing. It was like
You
I
don't do
didn't
this?
know. Huh?
This is how me and Keith always started. We would go one, two, three, and we would clap at the
Oh.
same time because it syncs up all the audio. We don't have to do it for this technically, but it still kind of gets us.
Oh. I
Once
didn't
we
hear
clap,
the
we know we're on
clap. It
air.
like
It
muffled
was,
it out or something. There was no sound.
oh, do I need to do something to my sound, Zach, or is it
It's
okay?
okay.
I think it's fine.
It's
Okay.
everything else is fine.
Maybe it was too loud. Okay, one,
Yeah.
two. You looked so
I
Chinese.
was
One,
nervous.
two, three. Here we go. Oh, stop it. What was it doing? Stop. Go back. I'm turning that auto framing off. Sorry. We'll get started at some point. Okay. Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of season 2 with Coffee with KHEAA, the special virtual snowed in edition. All of us are stuck at home, kind of, sort of. So we are coming to you in a unique way. And so this episode is special because we've never done a virtual episode. So, we'll see if our audio is terrible. Blame it on Zach. And
Really?
because it was such a special episode, we wanted to invite a very special guest to be with us today. So I am your host, Cassie Benedict, Director of Outreach with KHEAA. Brandy.
And I am Brady Forker, Assistant Director of Outreach. And I've got a little guest with me today.
Do you want to introduce yourself? You have to
This
talk
is
really loud. We can't hear you.
I'm Ellison, and I am shadowing my mother.
Are you shadowing me? Who are you shadowing?
Zach.
She's shadowing Mr. Zach. That's what my kids call him, Mr. Zach. All right, Zach,
Yeah.
introduce yourself because they don't usually get to see you.
I'm Zach. I'm always the voice behind the camera that no one can see.
It was like the tiny little voice that we're like, what?
And then Lenae's not here. She couldn't join us today, but she wishes everyone well. And
Yay. So,
that
yeah, go ahead.
because she's snowed in. So
She's literally snowed in. So Zach is one of our producers. Lene Gammon is our other producer, and she's snowed in, so snowed in that her Zoom doesn't work. Apparently. No, she's off today. Zach already told me that she was off today, so I don't hold it against her. But we have Ellison with us. So Ellison has a class project. Ellison, I'm sure that nobody can tell this if you're watching the video. I'm sure that nobody can tell Ellison is Brandy's daughter. So if you cannot see the video, you should know. To me, it looks like a copy and paste. I think she looks just like Brandy. She does look a lot like her dad, but I think she looks just like Brandy. And she is here with us today, so we're going to try to warm her up a little bit and get her to talk to us.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not shy when you're in there making those videos of yourself in your room on your iPad. So
She feels
because
attacked.
because no one's watching her. No, she brought home her stuff about doing shadow day, and she said, I don't know who I want to shadow. I wish I could shadow a graphic designer. And I was like, you can absolutely shadow the best. So we have a picture of her in the car when I told her that she could shadow Zach, and she was so excited. So
How's
yeah,
that?
this
Did you
is
send the
just a
picture to
little
Zach?
bonus. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
I
Zach, you
want
have
to.
to flash that up on the
I
screen so we
will.
can all see it. Okay. I love it. Well, and it's funny because like this, what we're doing today really is like has nothing to do with graphic design. But he wears many hats. And so when Brandy was talking to me about it, I was like, Zach is the perfect person to shadow because he does so much. Like he does so much of our content, our podcast. our graphic design. Like he does so much. And so spending a day with Zach, even virtually, you're going to get to see a lot of things. Already today, we've taught Ellison promptness when you're showing up to a meeting, preparedness, because we were none of those things when we first got on the Zoom. But okay, wait, where's my script? Okay, today we are going to talk about a lot of things. We are going to talk about Ellison, and she's going to tell us about her shadow day, what she wants to be. She's going to give us a little bit of a Kentucky student perspective. We're going to ask her some questions. Then we're going to jump in to a lot of kind of production that has happened since One Big Beautiful Bill. Some student loan pause information, what life is like on the federal front, a lot of negotiated rulemaking around some of the newer programs. And it's a little bit, I'll be transparent with you guys. It's going to be a little bit like learning while we teach because a lot of this stuff is ever changing. I was just on the way. My kids are actually back in school, even though we're snowed in, even though we have snow days. Um, we go to a private school. My kids are in school. So I was driving back from dropping them off and I was listening to the NASFA off the cuff podcast and they were even like trying to keep up with everything that was changing. And they're like, the gurus. So lots of fun things to talk about today. Very robust episode. But first, a little coffee talk. Do y'all hear my cats? I don't have kids around me today, but I do have cats in the house because it's frigid outside and they're like meowing and anyway. Okay, coffee talk today. In December, our coffee talk question was what do you want for Christmas? And we talked a lot about what we wanted, what our kids wanted. And so, coffee talk for today, we have many coffee talks because it's been a hot minute since we've done a coffee with KHEAA. So the first one is, what did you get for Christmas? So, Brandy, Ellison, tell us, what did you guys get for Christmas?
Isn't it terrible that it's just February the 3rd and you already have to go, what did I get?
It was a
Isn't
lifetime
it
ago.
crazy? I mean, you think
Yes.
about like the tree. Well, I'll say the tree. We had 7 trees, gifts under all the trees, gifts under trees at grandparent, and it's so much. And I love buying gifts and giving gifts, but it's like already you sit and you think like, what did I get? I mean, I think that's a parent's perspective for one thing. You don't really think that much about what you get because you're so focused on what your kids get and watching them open their gifts and everything. I did get, my best friend got me a Shark hair dryer, and I don't know if you don't know anything about a Shark hair dryer. You will it's like putting your head in under a tornado.
Is this like the same thing as like the Dyson hair curler thing?
Yes.
Well, yeah. So the Shark is just like, it's like it looks like this big. And I mean, the amount of power that comes out of that hair dryer. And I've got 2 girls and I've got my mom who lives with us. And so I'm doing a lot of hair. And
there's a lot of hair in that house because all of y'all have a lot of hair.
We're always running late, and I'm like, oh, it takes forever to dry everybody's hair. And that is a true friend when they hear what you need and want, and you didn't ask for it. And so that thing has been really cool. So, I mean, I got all kinds of stuff. I do have a story about this necklace that I have on. So this is not something that I asked for. But Kevin, my husband, he's pretty trendy. I'll say he's pretty up on the trends, and he knows that Kendra Scott is like a thing. And so apparently he looked online and he looked at all the different Kendra Scott necklaces and he decided he wanted this for me, but it was like getting a little too close to time to have it shipped. So he enlisted the help of my sister. They went around to different like stores and they found this locally. And he bought that for me at a store in Owensboro. I had not asked for this. I had not shown it to him, nothing. while I was out helping my mom do her Christmas shopping, we were in a store and I saw these two little cross necklaces. They're inlaid with mother of pearl. And I told my mom, I think the girls would like these. These are so cute. And she was like, okay, I'll get those for them. So I got this and my girls both got them and we had no idea. And it was not anything that was planned. So that was pretty cool. So,
Love that story so much.
I
Like,
know, isn't
Brittany,
that cool?
it just tells me like how connected you and Kevin are. And it also tells me like Kevin's a little bit with it to like get
He's a
you a
little bit
piece of
with it.
jewelry that is very nice and like your style, so much your style that you picked it out for your kids. Like,
Yeah,
I'm so impressed by that story.
yeah, he's with it. Ellison, what pops out to you that you got for Christmas? Like, what's the biggest?
Gosh, I'm trying to think.
Did Santa come through with the pink palm
Oh yeah,
stuff?
I got 2 of those. I got one from mom and one from Santa.
So, tell everyone what that is.
So it's like these really soft and like embroidered hoodies that I wanted, and they're super expensive. And and I got one from Santa and my mom and dad.
So, Mom, you didn't talk to Santa about that? Try to save yourself some money?
Yeah, well, I probably would have let Santa carry that load.
I was going to
had
say,
I
you could have
known.
saved yourself quite a bit of money there, Mom. Just let Santa
Yeah.
do it.
Well, anyway, she's, I guess, to that age where clothes overtake asking for toys, but she's she likes to draw and stuff, so she got a new sketchbook. She's been drawing a lot, and
Nice.
so yeah.
I have to ask about Millie's Fran Dresser. How do you
Oh,
say that name?
Fran
said it
Drescher,
right.
yeah,
Oysters.
yeah.
What is it?
She got her Fran Drescher doll. She also
Wait.
got
Wait, we have to pause. Cassie just changed her mug and had to flash it in front of everyone. Because I saw her pouring something into a mug.
No, I didn't pour. I needed 2 cups of coffee this morning, so I made myself 2 cups. So I had finished this one. It was long gone and it was cold anyways. And so I just pulled my other one over and started drinking out of this one. I drink like 7 cups of coffee a day. It's very healthy.
You have one.
I have one.
Oh,
It's
show
her
us
elementary
yours.
school.
That's so
Seabreed Elementary.
cute.
Cute.
What's in it? Are you a coffee drinker?
No,
Body Armor Light.
buddy.
Love, love it.
And I've got trusty old coffee with KHEAA. Baths of
Her
fuel.
baths of fuel. Okay, so tell us about Millie's gifts because that was such a hot topic before Christmas.
So Millie, yes, she was really getting into watching The Nanny with my mom before Christmas. That was everything she was doing. And she said she wanted outfits that made her look like the nanny. And I said, don't we all? But she did. She got a little like cream and gold and black like business suit
Cute.
and a little like black purse. And then she got I found on eBay a nanny doll, a Fran Drescher doll from 1995. Still new in the box. So she got her a nanny Barbie. So
Did she open it?
she opened it. She was
opened
like,
it.
this is not a collectible. This is a nanny doll, and I'm getting it out and playing with it. So
That has been my
nanny now
favorite.
lives on her bookshelf in her bedroom. So she's sitting
I
on the
love that
bookshelf
so much.
watching all the chaos.
We went to over the weekend. We went to this vendors mall. Like my kids just really want to go to vendors mall. We spent an embarrassing amount of money because we were like, "It's a vendors mall. Get whatever you want." Elliot found a $5 flat screen 30-inch television though, so he for sure got that.
Wow.
Yeah, $5. But for some reason, the whole time I was on the lookout for like nanny stuff, like Fran Dresser, like the
I
whole time.
love a good vendor outlet mall.
Yes. Oh man, there's a really good one in Owensboro. I need to hook you up. I didn't know it was this good, but like I said, we were there for a long time.
Yeah.
Zachary, what did you? I already know the answer to this, but tell me what you got for Christmas.
I got an apartment.
You got
I
your
got
new
a
apartment,
I got a bunch of stuff for the apartment too. So a bunch
and
of pots and
it's
pans. So when you
I
go,
just
so growing up, you get toys, and then you get clothes, and then you get
Mhm.
stuff like household
Stuff.
stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
yes, and you're so excited about that stuff.
hmm
Like
I,
I remember, like
I speaking of shark hairdryer, I got a shark vacuum.
That's
yes,
also exciting.
we went to Zach's apartment. Who was with me? Montana and Jessica. Is that right?
No, it was you. It was just you and Jessica.
Just me and Jess. Oh yeah, Montana hasn't come yet.
Yeah.
We went to Zach's apartment on the first day back at work after Christmas, and we were just like fawning over all the stuff he got for Christmas. What was it? Was it the Disney silverware set?
hmm
And it's got like a little punch out of like Mickey ears in all of the handles.
Yeah.
He got the best stuff. Like I was just like going crazy in his apartment.
That's so fun.
After
Y'all,
Christmas, good.
no,
You
no,
go.
no. I was just gonna tell on myself for a second. When you said a shark vacuum cleaner, I have a confession. I have a shark vacuum cleaner graveyard in my basement. I love my
Brandy.
Shark vacuum cleaners so much. And when something starts to go wrong with them, I think like this is probably a really simple fix, but I just don't have time to mess with that right now. And I drive them down in the corner of my basement and sit them there and go to Walmart, get myself a new one, and then think, well, this will become my like basement vacuum cleaner. So I don't have to carry one like up and down the stairs. And then I get another one and another one. And I am not kidding you when I say there are probably 4 Shark vacuum cleaners that have like minor issues in the corner of my basement right now. Like this year we were having Thanksgiving at my house and it was like the day before Thanksgiving and my vacuum cleaner went out. I don't have time to sit down and take that thing apart and figure out what's
Yeah.
wrong with it. But it's something like really probably not that big of a deal. But in the heat of the moment, I'm like, I got to go to Walmart and buy myself a vacuum. I can't keep cleaning this house without a vacuum cleaner. So
Right?
that's the way that it happens. But it has now gotten to a like a bit of a hoarder's situation. So if
Everyone's getting a half broken vacuum cleaner for Christmas next
anybody
year.
out there listening, um, feels like they've got, what it takes to get these things back working, you're welcome to them. I
Gonna have
just
a
can't.
whole
I
booth.
hate to see them go. I can't throw them in the trash. I know that they're going to provide a great vacuum for somebody who has a grandpa that can work on it.
I was gonna say somebody who's a vacuum repairman could have a very
Well,
good
that,
business.
but
Well, what's
that's
funny is Frankfurt still has like a vacuum like shop that just sells all vacuums, like old ones. You can buy bags there. You can get them repaired there.
That's still a thing? That blows
it
my mind.
probably costs
It's
just
on
as
Main
much to
Street in
get it
Frankfurt.
worked on as it does to buy one
Just
on
buy a new one.
sale.
Yes,
I don't know.
yes.
But anyway, I have a problem and I can't get rid of them. But there you go. They sit in
Well,
front of my cabinet where I store a lot of my like extra boxes of publications and stuff. So
it
that's
is a
where they
graveyard.
live. That's where they live.
Well,
Sorry,
that is a
Cass.
perfect no, that is a perfect segue because last year for Christmas, what I wanted was one of those like vac mops where like
Mm.
my kid spills a bowl of cereal and I don't have to like pick up the cereal and then wipe up the milk. Like you just run the vac mop over it. It sucks it up, it vacuums it up. It's the whole thing all in one. And Daniel got one for me and it changed my life. And then it broke. And unlike you, Brandy, I did try to buy a replacement part for it. Like the something happened to like the clean water tank and it just broke. It was gone. And I tried to fix it, couldn't fix it, tried to buy a replacement part, didn't work. So I threw it away. Just all of it went in the trash can. So this year, I was like, I would like a new vacuum cleaner. And so I got not the exact same one, it's very similar, but it is actually, the last one was kind of a different, I don't even remember, air thrill or something like that. Basically, it was a company that made air purifiers, and they made one of
Mm.
these vac mops. They probably weren't very good at making vac mops. So this time we got the like, I don't know how to say it, Tineco,
Oh yeah,
TINECO.
yeah.
We
Mm-hmm.
got that one. So so far so good. It's working really
Mm.
well. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, those
But
things
it's
have great
funny.
reviews.
Yeah, like that is like a vac mop to me is I'm like why did I not have one of these when you know my kids were first born? Because if you have kids or pets, like you need one of these things. But it's funny because I was talking to Zach when we first got back, and in the Coffee with Kia episode, when the question was, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said I wanted this door knob thing that's like you could put a code in, or you could put your fingerprint in, or you could like unlock it with an app or a key. Because of like 4 kids, all their stuff, like I can never like get to my key, get it unlocked, and we live in an old house, and so right this moment, anytime there's moisture, that is how you say that one, right? It's not
Yeah, that's
moisture.
correct. That's correct. I knew that.
Okay. Anytime there's moisture in the air, our back door expands, and then you can't get it unlocked. Like you have to like do all of this like pushing and pulling to try to get it unlocked. And so like rewind to yesterday, it was freezing outside. I had 2 of my kids. I couldn't get the back door unlocked. So all this to say, clearly, I didn't get the doorknob.
Yeah.
So the first thing Zach said to me when he saw me January 6th or whatever it was, "Did you get your doorknob?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." No, I'm still fighting with my back door. I've had to come in. We have a bathroom door that leads to the outside of the house. And so I've been just coming and going out of the bathroom door because I can't get the other one
Well,
unlocked.
I think you're supposed to just buy it because the signs are telling us. Because last night I came in and on my kitchen table there was a package, and I was like, I haven't ordered anything from Amazon, which is rare. Like,
Rare.
but I was like, I know I haven't, and I looked at the name, and it was our across the street neighbor's name on the package. I guess Kevin had just seen it outside and set it on the table, and so when he got home, I was like, "Oh, that's the neighbor's package," and he messaged her to tell her and that he was going to bring it over. And she said, "Oh, is it my?" He said, "We have something of yours over at the house." She said, "Is it my groceries?" He said, "Well, if it is, it's the smallest grocery order in the world because it was like this big." And she goes, "Oh, it must be my doorknob." So
Why did he give it back? If he's going to steal somebody's mail,
maybe
just give it to me.
maybe that was a sign like, yep, you need to just get one. So
I
I don't
think
know,
it's
take
time.
that how
I'm
you
just
will.
going to,
That has nothing to do with you and a doorknob, but it was just ironic, I guess.
it is ironic. Think I'm just going to buy it.
Yeah.
Just going to do it.
We'll
I'll
start a
have to
GoFundMe for Cassie.
for my $60 doorknob.
Yeah.
It's just like a pricey thing, and I don't usually buy pricey things for myself, but like it's really not for me. It's for my
It's for
family.
the it's for the house.
It's for the house.
That's a
For the
house
Yeah.
spend.
household. Like think about how easy it would be for the kids to just pop in and I mean they'll tell everyone that we know the code. That's what we did. We were in Gatlinburg and our cabin had a code, and once they figured out what the code was, they were telling everybody. Like just in town, they'd be like, "Our code is whatever it was." But yeah, so
And
it's not gonna keep us
which one
safe.
of your
Gonna have a
kids
party.
connected your phone to the car? Was it
Abbott.
Bastion? Abbott.
Abbott.
See, Abbott would have that installed like in a minute too.
That's true. He really well, and Bastion could do like the construction work, and then Abbott could have it all set up. This, what you're seeing behind me, is what Abbott got for Christmas. Abbott got a recording studio for Christmas. Mhm. He had a whole recording
Wow.
studio. So, and I was going to, y'all know, I can't handle not having a mic. I was going to move that mic over and use his mic, but I can't get it detached. So, I'm just gonna have to like go like this, like I'm playing with the microphone the whole time. But yeah, so he got his whole record. He's my technological genius. He learned how to rip CDs. I guess it's different than burning CDs. Zach, do you know this? Ellison, do you know your mom and I used to burn CDs?
Not
No,
like
was
throw them
it?
in a fire.
I was
Yeah.
like,
See,
This
she
is a
doesn't even know
thing.
what that means. She
Have
thinks
you
that
heard?
means like put them in a bonfire or something.
Yeah,
favorite
have you
lighter.
heard this? This is like a trend going around where parents tell their kids, like, we used to burn CDs. And they're like, you're crazy. Like, why would you do that? Why would you catch CDs on fire? Yeah. So,
We need to get her a rotary phone and watch her try to use it.
mhm.
Mhm.
Ellison, talk to us. Tell us about your shadow day. Tell us about your career aspirations. We want to know all about you.
Yeah, what grade you're in?
Well, I'm in 6th grade, and uh, every year for the 6th graders, they go and find, like, if it's their parents, a grandparent, a family friend, they try to find someone to go to work with if it's a job that you want to do. And I was in here at the kitchen. I was like, I don't know who I'm gonna job shadow. I was like, I want to either do graphic design or work at Disney when I'm older. She was like, Mom was like, I can find you a graphic designer.
She's like, I don't want to pay for you to go to Disney for this. Let's do graphic
Well,
design.
I mean, how about a graphic designer that is also Disney obsessed like
Yeah.
you are? I think that's the best of both
Perfect.
worlds. So,
Yes.
and I don't think you're just like graphic design. You like all things. Like you love to mess with videos. You do CapCut stuff all the time. So this is like right in her wheelhouse. Yeah. Do you know what any of your other friends were going to do? Nothing this cool, probably.
No, most of them are just staying at the school and job shadowing teachers.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's good because we need teachers. So
We do need teachers, lots.
yeah, but this is exciting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Brandy, do you want to ask Ellison any like experience of a sixth grader in Kentucky questions?
Yeah. I mean, what what is your typical day in the classroom? Like what are the main things that you guys do? Anything that you guys have studied this year that you really want to like highlight because you've loved it?
Oh my gosh, yes. I loved Greek mythology. Greek mythology we learned at the beginning of the year, and it was so cool. I loved it.
What y'all read?
That.
Percy Jackson. I love it.
Is Percy Jackson Greek mythology or that's a separate thought?
It's
That's Greek mythology?
Mm-hmm.
So
I had
I
no
don't know
idea.
anything about Percy Jackson. Explain a little bit about what that
Yeah.
is. And
I thought it was like Harry
like,
Potter.
yeah, right.
Sort of. So it's this boy. His name is Percy Jackson. He's, I think, 12, and he has like ADHD and dyslexia. But it turns out that his mom had him with one of the gods, one of the Greek gods.
Poseidon.
So he's son of Poseidon.
Zach, you've
And-
read Percy Jackson?
I've read it and watched the movies and then the new series I started watching.
It's
Mhm.
on
He's
Disney.
Yeah.
Two peas in a pod right here.
Yeah.
Two peas in a pod.
And he ends up going to this camp where they're like, you need to go on this quest to stop a war from happening. And he
Well,
barely makes it. Just
I mean,
skimming the surface.
this-
Barely makes it.
this I will give her teacher credit because she found what really connected those kids. So not only did they learn all the Greek mythology, but this has been like what they've used for a lot of their English language arts, like their writing prompts and different things like that. And I mean, she would get home from school and want to immediately call a friend and talk about Percy Jackson for an hour, and all the things. And so at parent teacher conferences, she was like, they always seem to love this. And so it has been probably a highlight of 6th grade for her because she's into it. She's into it the way Harry Potter people get into Harry Potter. So when you were like, I thought it was like Yeah.
It-
They
it
Same
can-
lore.
it
Yeah.
can get like that, she said.
I love how excited she got about it. Like she just perked up the minute she started talking about it. Like that's amazing.
Yeah. I know they do a lot of crossover stuff. So you guys will like have like one theme and then it will cross over into multiple subjects, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Love it. I love that so
And
much.
so
What kind
I'll
of Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, Cass.
I was just gonna ask, like, do y'all do any sort of like discussions in sixth grade in Webster County schools about like college access, going to college, thinking, planning? I mean, I think a job shadow day is, a pretty good start to like, do you really want to do what you want to do or what you think you want to do?
I mean, job shadow is mostly it, but we talk about like our job shadow, like who we wanted to job shadow. We talk about that all year, so we
Okay.
make sure we're prepared.
You'll have a career fair.
Oh yeah, we'll have a career fair.
Nice.
And it's like March or
Yeah.
April. They
Mr.
have a
Connor, are you watching this?
they have a sixth grade career fair every year. And it's usually pretty interactive. I've seen, the booths that are there, they usually have things that they can show them and stuff like that. So there is that. So tell us where you got your shirt and how you came to get that, sis.
Well, I got it from wonderful KHEAA, and
Maybe you've heard of them.
yeah, I have one more shirt. I have a FAFSA-thon shirt
Mm-hmm. And why'd
in my closet
why'd you get that FAFSA-thon shirt?
because I was in one of the skits.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah. And so when we did the FAFSA-thon, Ellison's class, it was actually the first day of school. And her class watched the FAFSA-thon. So when they had downtime, they had our FAFSA-thon playing. So
So
yeah,
sorry.
she's doing a little bit of outreach work
So fun.
in the elementary school, which
I love it.
Ellison is at Seabury Elementary School, but she is in sixth grade. So I know some schools are K through 6, and hers is one of them. So I mean, I'm kind of partial to that because I get to keep her, little for one more year. But sixth grade, I guess most places is middle school. So she's kind of in that in between zone. So yeah.
I love
What do you
it.
think? What do you think would be like a way that KHEAA could reach students in like the sixth grade? What are some things that we could do? What do you think kids in Kentucky need to know at your age about like college and careers and things like that from your perspective?
Like maybe just I know a lot of people in my grade they don't know what they want to be when they grow up. Just I love Disney and doing little like things on my iPad. So it's like graphic design and working at Disney. Those are two of the things that I'm really interested in and I already know a lot about. But I feel like a lot of people in my grade, like two of my best friends, they don't know what they want to be when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of like maybe actor, maybe I just want to do like YouTube. Like they don't
Right.
know.
You don't know what you don't know. So we have like some games that we play a lot with middle schools. So, like the heads up game where you put the cards on your forehead and the people in your group have to guess what the card is.
Mhm.
We have that game with different jobs, different occupations. So, do you think that would be something that would help? Because you would have to describe what that career was to get them to guess. So,
Yeah.
you think that's something
Yeah,
that you all would like?
Most everyone knows how to play it
Yeah,
for sure because we played it all in 4th grade.
yeah, yeah. And it's tough too because if you think you want to be an actor or something like that, then you think about where you are. Do you want to move away? Do you want to always live in Western Kentucky? So,
Right.
yeah, good feedback for us. We appreciate it.
Yes. It's so nice to have you on here, Ellison. I was just thinking that the whole time you were talking. This is just so nice. We
Thank you.
appreciate so much having you on here, and feel free to continue interacting, although it's about to get real boring for you for a minute. um, so student loan pause. As everyone knows, we were not able to collect on student loans for about 5 years, and then the pause was lifted and we were able to collect on loans. But there was still kind of a pause on what we call involuntary collection. And so there's voluntary collection where we call you and we say, hey, you owe money on your student loans. Would you like to make a payment today? We send you bills. We ask you to auto enroll with your bank account, things like that. Involuntary collection is garnishment of wages, absorbing tax returns, things like that. So the government had made an announcement that involuntary collections were to resume, and then they delayed it again. So, good news for people who maybe still aren't in a place to be able to pay on their loans. But if you are listening to this and you have student loans, and you know that involuntary collections is getting ready to resume, and you know that you're not in good standing and you need to make a payment, we urge you to call your student loan what's the word I'm looking for?
Provider.
Provider,
Provider.
servicer. Yes, call your student loan servicer, because it's not scary. I mean, it is scary when you get started. It is scary when you first make that phone call. But currently, they can't collect like credit card companies do. They're not going to make threats to you. They're not going to, when you first call and you say, hey, I owe money on my student loan, I've not been making payments, I need to start back up. The first thing they legally have to say to you is, your balance is X. Are you able to pay that today? And they're going to give you a big fat number that you're going to be like, oh, don't hang up. They just have to say that to you before they begin giving you your options. And there are lots and lots of options. So don't be the person that has to get your wages garnished. Get right with your student loans. Call your student loan servicers. They can work with you. They will work with you. Huge, huge to get right with your student loans. So we're still in disbanding the Department of Ed mode on the federal front. That is still a goal from One Big Beautiful Bill, and it is happening. What did I just read? That they just sent, I want to say it was like 700, but I may have made that number up. Like 700 staff from Department of Ed over to, is it Labor and Finance, B?
Labor, yeah. I can't keep hearing Department of Finance, but yeah, Labor and Finance
Okay, in
sounds right.
Kentucky it might be all the same. I don't know, but
Uh-huh.
maybe on the federal side it's just Department of Finance. But yeah, so those employees were not let go, thankfully, but they are now reporting to the Department of Finance rather than the Department of Ed.
Mhm.
So process in motion to disband the Department of Ed, and that seems to still be a goal, and it still seems to be an active process. So, again, like we always say, we don't know really any more than what the public knows about it here at KHEAA. So we just kind of take it day by day. It doesn't affect us as heavily because we are a state-run agency. But and you will have to excuse me. I've been so sick, and like there's just a lot of sinus happening. So I'm sorry. I'm struggling. I feel like I'm
'Tis the
drowning.
season.
'Tis the season. We're all so cold and sick. Okay. So there are new loan limits for graduate students put in place by the One Big Beautiful Bill. But there was a study done and a report came out that the average graduate student needs about $21,700 a year to pay for their graduate degree.
Mm.
However, they cannot. Brittany, do you remember what the loan limit was for graduate students?
I
I
I do not.
don't.
I
It
know
wasn't.
that 21,700 seems awful low for graduate student loans to
Right.
me.
Right? It
But
does. That would not be professional programs. So that would just be like
gotcha.
a basic master's
Right.
degree
Just
in
getting, yeah.
public
Yeah.
administration or whatever. So that would not be like a pharmacy, attorney, medical student. It would just be your basic
Right.
graduate students.
Mhm.
And however, the problem is that nearly half of all graduate students have subpar credit and no credit history. So I know the thought process behind the feds when they said, oh, we're going to limit, what a graduate student can borrow was there are alternative loans out there. And just because you can't borrow from the federal government, you can borrow from places like KHEAA with the Kentucky Advantage Loan. But as people who work with the Advantage Loan every day, we know that you do have to have good credit, a good credit history, and you do have to have a credit history because that's part of what builds your credit is having a credit history. And so the report basically came out saying the graduate students who are going to need these alternative loans are not ideal candidates to borrow these loans without a cosigner. So that's a little bit problematic. When we think about higher education and degrees beyond bachelor's degrees, there's not a lot of aid to help. There are teaching assistantships and such, but most students rely on loans, and so that is going to be problematic moving forward. And we're hopeful that in the negotiated rulemaking and in all the things that they're doing to kind of implement the one big beautiful bill plan is that something emerges to kind of give these graduate students some hope. um I feel like I have to sneeze.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't want to do that on camera. So all of that was a very quick, some snippets about what's going on in the student loan world. But let's do some
I
more
have a
question
question.
talk. Okay, you have a question. We have
Ooh,
answers.
yes.
A
Okay,
viewer
so
question.
since repayment's starting, are the the public student loan forgiveness and like all those other student loan forgiveness, those are still a thing, aren't they?
Public student loan forgiveness is still a thing. Public service loan forgiveness, I always say it wrong. Public service loan forgiveness is still a thing. So absolutely. What went away? So, and there's like teacher forgiveness, and there's some different things out there. The forgiveness programs weren't um addressed with one big beautiful bill. What was addressed were the payment plans, the repayment plans. So what was one thing that a lot of people I knew were taking advantage of was, and now I cannot remember the name of the program. It was the program the Save
Mm-hmm.
program. The
Mm-hmm.
Save program where your payment could be as low as like $1, $5, $0, but it still counted toward, your on time, full payments or whatever. The Save plan was addressed in that in the one big beautiful bill. I think it was essentially like determined unlawful, and so they did pause that program, and they're very very backlogged, but they are working on rolling those students over into, like, from what I'm reading, it seems like standard repayment, like that
It's a
that
PFL, whatever it's called,
say it again.
PFL or something like that.
Is it the FELP?
Yeah, that's
Is that
it.
what you're thinking? Now, FELP
Maybe.
is, I don't know that FELP exists anymore because FELP was a program that existed many centuries ago when I was in
I
college.
I was on the SAVE program, and
You were on
when
the SAVE
I
program.
had a transfer through federal student aid, and it was really
Okay, and
easy.
now are you just on standard repayment? Like you pay a bill every month and it is not a cheap bill?
It's cheaper. It's not what it was on Save, but it is still fairly cheap.
Okay.
Well, are they still doing the IDR, the
That's what
income
it's
driven
it. That's what it
repayment?
is. That's what I'm on.
IDR,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
income driven, income based,
Hmm.
all of those things still exist. Yes. So my brother, and this is interesting to me because my brother is a two income household and they make like good money. I mean, it's 2026, so like what
Hmm.
is good money? 180
Right.
$1 million a year. I don't know. But like they make good money, but they have two kids. And so when he was on the SAVE plan, his payment was very low, and that was, much appreciated for a family of four with two, income earners. But he did have to roll over into something different, and so I haven't talked to him about it, but my assumption would be that his is IDR or something similar to that, because the SAVE program like was just extremely generous in
Mhm.
what your payment could be.
My payment was $0,
That's the
Wow.
way to do it.
and
Yeah.
it is now $90.
Okay. In that, okay, so let's talk about that for a second, because we hear that and we're like, $90 for like a student loan payment. When I was paying my student loans 6 months out of college, and then I got a graduate degree and I had to pay for that. Like when I was like in the thick of my repayment, my payment combined, both undergrad and graduate, was $450 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah, if I
so
wasn't
you,
in the income driven, my repayment was like $200 something a month.
right, right. And so you hear
Mhm.
90 and you're like, oh, that's not bad. But I think most of our listeners, you could say, like, okay, all of a sudden you have a new bill and it's $100 a month, almost $100 a month. That's a lot for a lot of
Mhm.
people. And so I can, and it feels like, well, I went from 0 to 100. Like that's a lot.
Mhm.
So, I do feel the pain of people having to repay their loans now and having to, not really having a whole lot of options when it comes to, payment plans and things like that.
Mhm.
Because thankfully, Zach has a great job at KEAA, but I would say, Zach, that's probably not the case for everyone your age.
No,
All of your friends probably don't have, good steady jobs right now in a field that's,
no,
good
I know
earnings.
Well,
multiple. I have a couple of friends who, so I just have a bachelor's degree. I know some of them that have like master's degrees and who are still in school, and their payment way high. And I'm like, well,
mhm.
I feel for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that is like, it goes back to, how can we help
Uh-huh.
in what we do in outreach? And one of the biggest things that we can do is like helping the next generation of
Yeah.
borrowers.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a lot of the audience, that's who we see, who we're in front of, who we serve, and that's what we've heard. We've talked with senior counselors and college and career coaches, and they've said we need more information about loans. And we never want to come into a school and just be loan, 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 loan,
Right.
because we want to talk about all the options, and we want it to be free money first, opportunities for these students, but really understanding thoroughly, loans and how they work, and, how repayment works, and what could happen if you borrow a lot, and really talking about price and shopping around and things, and understanding that education is a product that you're buying just like you would buy a car. And
Right.
sometimes, you have to make some decisions. And I think that, that is really where we can serve the students of Kentucky, is just really educating on, you know, the fact that a loan is a loan, and
Right.
it's tough, and
Yeah.
it's not always pretty in the end. But really getting people prepared for that. So, and I don't know that that's always been the case. I think back to when I borrowed, and like, I didn't think about it. You
Nope.
think you're going to graduate, you're going to have a degree, you're going to get a great job, and the idea of money when you're, a college kid, it just seems like, oh yeah, that won't be a big deal. I'll take care of
Yeah.
that later. I'll pay for that later. And so,
Yeah.
luckily some of us who have made mistakes can go in and say, don't do like I did.
Exactly. Yes.
So, yeah.
That is something that I kind of a soapbox that I have been on. I was able to go to InShare Don't ask me what that stands for. It is
Does
a
it stand for
conference,
Nancy?
uh, national
Share.
something, college and higher. I don't know. I literally do not know. But I was able to go to that conference last year, and it is a conference of student loan providers, but they're all nonprofit student loan providers. And being there, what I was struck with was, our jobs and the way that I functioned, especially back when I was in the field, was like, don't take out loans. I would walk into a school, talk to a group of seniors, talk to a group of parents, and say, we want to avoid loans at all costs. Our generation and the generation, I mean, we're not even presenting to the same generation I was presenting to when I first started in the field. But, that
Mhm.
generation of parents was like, loan is a bad word. Loan is that we don't take loans. We don't borrow money, whatever we have to do to avoid loans. And so that is the message that our students and parents are getting in August and before. Don't take out loans. Then their kid wants to go to UK and they end up at UK. And on move in day, and this literally happened to me when I was in the field over and over, I would get a phone call from a parent and they would be like, I'm panicking. I'm moving my kid into UK, into Western, into U of L, whatever. They just gave me my bill and I owe $10,000 or they cannot move in. I cannot
Mhm.
look at my kid and say, pack your things. We cannot write a $10,000 check today. What do I do? And thankfully, they called me and I could connect them with an Advantage loan that has great rates, great terms from a nonprofit agency. But if you Google student loan, if you're standing there and you don't have a Brandy or a Cassie or a Connor to call and you just Google it, Nelnet's going to come up. Some of these, Sally Mae, I love Sally Mae, very good friends at Sally Mae, but they're a for profit agency. And so I got onto this whole like, we have worked ourselves into a hole where we say don't borrow so much that the parents and the students don't feel comfortable enough to come back to us and say, it's a reality that I'm going to have to borrow student loans. Like, help me with that now. And they do it on their own. And with these new rules, this auto framing is cracking me up. Ellison bent down Brady and it went whoop on your face.
And Ellison could not care anymore. She's like,
I
I
know
love
Ellison
this.
is like, I do not want to talk about student loans. Um,
Mhm.
but we've worked ourselves into this hole where we have made, and the best way that I can put it is we've made loan a four-letter word, and
Mhm.
nobody wants to talk about it. And then and with the loan limits that are coming down the pike with One Big Beautiful Bill and all of that, I am so scared we're opening the door to predatory lending for these students and parents. And so, like our conference proposals at KHEAA this round, I am proposing these workshops where we can talk to professionals, college access professionals, student financial aid professionals, and say, like, we need to start this conversation. We don't need to say, don't take out loans, don't take out loans, don't take out loans, period. We need to say, we're going to try not to take out student loans, but if you get to a point where you have to, please come back and talk to us. And we need to be part of that conversation to safeguard these parents and students from getting into these dangerous borrowing habits and borrowing things. So keep an eye on your state conferences because hopefully we're coming to you to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's do another coffee talk. The next coffee talk is, what does a typical snow day look like in your household? Brandy and Ellison,
Whew.
you're in a typical snow
Um,
day right now.
Typical snow day. Well, today is a typical snow day. We've had a lot of NTI days. And so, NTI, I mean, I say to the kids, I'm like, do you do this much schoolwork on a regular school day?
In
Because it
school,
feels like a
like a
lot.
lot. Yes.
Yes. Um, and so luckily they're, I've got second grade and sixth grade. They're kind of at the age now where they can hop on and take care of themselves for the most part. But if we're all on computers in separate rooms for several hours, it's pretty quiet in here on most of our snow days. Now, yesterday was the first actual snow day. Last week was all NTI. So yesterday was a little bit of sleeping late, staying in pajamas all day. They vegged out, watched TV, stayed in their rooms, kind of in the dark. I mean, it was like a real.
I love
We
it.
didn't.
I loved
We
it.
we did sled and did some of that stuff, several days ago. So I think the shininess, newness of the snow has kind of worn off. But
Right.
they'll always take a day of like just being lazy. And it's nice because if they're just getting to watch TV and lay around, I can be working and they don't care what I'm doing. And so what do you think? What's like the best kind of snow day?
Just sitting in my room all day and doing nothing.
Sitting in the room and
Absolutely
doing
nothing.
nothing. Like I was like busting at the door when I was a kid, ready to get out, go find my friends, go play in the snow. I feel like we
Yeah.
were playing in the snow until it was a slushy, muddy mess that, was you couldn't do anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe TV programming wasn't as good.
Right. Well, yeah, we didn't have like on demand. You had to watch whatever was
No,
on.
if
So
there,
like
yeah,
Murder
if
She
you didn't
Wrote,
want to watch, yeah, exactly.
Days
It
of Our
was either,
Lives.
yeah, you were gonna watch Bob Barker or go play in the snow.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I distinctly remember that being like, well, I don't want to watch what mom's watching. So, and it was so different when we were kids because like my television is always on what the kids want to watch, like 100% of the time. When I was a kid, like no. If you didn't want to watch X-Files with mom and dad, then you were in your bedroom. Like, and I didn't want to watch X-Files with my mom and dad.
Hey, we've already felt sorry for ourselves. We were talking about how we were going to play in the snow. It was your socks, maybe some bread sacks wrapped around your
Yes.
feet, and then some tennis shoes or somebody else's boots.
Yes, my
And
dad's sweatpants. Yes.
layers of sweatpants. Yeah. Musty old scarves out of the back of the closet. And now it's like they look like they stepped right off the page of a magazine about Vail, Colorado.
That's right. A ski
I'm like,
magazine.
where are your ski goggles? They come out and they're like swish, 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 and like suits. And I'm like, kid, I could have slept outside. I would have stayed out sledding all night long if I'd had the gear they've got now.
Well, my brothers used to, I have two older brothers, and I was the only girl and I was the youngest. So my brothers, as soon as and my parents would be like, "Do not hit Cassie in the face with snow." Like that was the only rule. Do whatever you want. Like live out there. Go to the neighbor's house, walk down the street, but don't hit her in the face with snow. And so they would be like, "Okay, we won't." And then they would take me out there and they would hold me down and they would stuff snow in my boots and they would stuff snow like in my pants, like up my shirt, in my collar, like in the hood of my coat. And so, like within 5 minutes, I was screaming and upset. And so I don't have beautiful memories of playing this.
Wow. That was hard to listen to. Traumatic.
No, they were very mean to me. But it's funny because I mean they don't do that to Embry. They're very kind to Embry because no one wants to hear Embry scream. But she does not last long in the snow. She goes out for a few minutes. So my kids wanted to do like the playing in the snow thing long before there was ever enough snow on the ground. Like Saturday morning a week ago when it started snowing. It was like there were like 7 flakes in the air, and my kids were like, "We're going out to play." So they get all their snow gear on, and I'm like, "Please don't go yet because like there's nothing to play in, and you're
Yeah.
gonna get all your stuff wet. And then in 2 hours, when we have 3 inches of snow, you're gonna want to play, and all your stuff's gonna be wet." They didn't listen to me, and then hours later, they're crying because their stuff is wet. But anyway, so they wanted to do the playing in the snow thing. And so they did that the first day, but then they didn't do it again until we went back to school. So we actually went back to school yesterday. My kids get home from school yesterday and they're like, "We want to play in the snow." And I'm like, "Great." Get it on, go out. And they,
Go outside.
yes. And we're finally at a place where like my oldest two And like really Embry can't be out there by herself because she's just like so much at 3 years old. But all the boys can like go outside by themselves, sled. Like it was probably like 7 o'clock last night. I sent them out at like 4:15, and at 7 o'clock, like my boys were like, okay, we'll come inside now. Like it's officially too dark to continue sledding. But they went out there and sledded for hours, like hours Monday night, hours on Sunday night. Bastion said, as soon as I get home from school, I want to go sledding. I was like, great. Like, it is wonderful for
Yeah.
me because I get a little bit of, time to clean the house. But like, Brandy, I think you'll agree with me. Last week was so meeting heavy at KHEAA that it
Mhm.
was like I didn't see my kids because I was just on meetings all day, every day.
Yeah. And it was so bitter cold. It was too cold for them to really get out and
Yes.
play. And everybody
Yes.
was watching a screen, as terrible as that may
Yes.
sound, but it just,
That's if
they
my
were,
husband's listening, I'm sorry, but yes, my kids were on iPads. Like I had to work, and my kids only have maybe like 30 minutes of NTI work. Like, and my big boys are like really fast with theirs. Like they want to get it done so they can go back to their
mhm.
iPads or video games or whatever. Elliot's a little tougher to like get him to do it. He knows what he's doing. He just doesn't want to do it. So that takes a long time. And then
Mhm.
Embry, I have a kid in 2-day preschool and she had NTI work. Like, and one of the parents was like, are we supposed to really like send this stuff back to school, like make him do it? And I was like, oh, I'm making Embry do it. And then one of the parents was like, well, my kid did his work and then he wanted to use scissors. So I let him and he cut his work up. So his work is in the trash can. So I was like, maybe I'm being too strict about it. But one of Embry's pages was like all of the letters, capital and small, to trace, all of the numbers, and all of her color words. She is 3.5. Like it took us a whole week to get that. And then finally last night I was like, give me your hand. And we just took a pencil, hand over hand, and we traced them because I was like, she's 3. Like this is too much
Yeah.
for her.
Oh yeah, you all stay busy on your NTI days. I mean, Ellison has 2 hours of Zoom, and Millie has 1 hour, and then they have the assignments that they do. So I mean, it's
most of my assignments done on the Zoom.
on the
So I'll
Zoom.
have like science and social studies stuff to do.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a pretty full day of work. So yeah,
That's so crazy to
I'm
me.
glad we
Like
have
we
a break
just
from that.
went to school till June 15th when we were kids. We just went to school in the summertime.
Yeah, we did.
Zach, I know that you wrote out Storm Fern at your parents' house. How was that? Tell us about a typical snow day in Zach's house.
Well, I woke up at 8 o'clock and got on my computer and worked for KHEAA.
That's Brady. When you said sleeping in, there was a part of me that I was like, oh, I'm so jealous
Oh.
because Abbott does not want to miss his snow day. This is what he tells me. So
Mm.
at 6:45, which is earlier than he wakes up on a school day, he's like, Mom, wake up. I don't want to miss the snow day. We got to get up. And so there was no sleeping in my house. Like 6:45 on
Yeah.
the nose every day. And then today it was 7:15 and I was like, Abbott, get out of bed.
We missed out on the brilliant opportunity that I saw on Facebook that
Oh,
says if your kids are young enough that they're not going to know that this is a fib, you tell them, well, school's going back, but I'll let you stay home if you help me clean the house. But it's really a snow day. They just don't know it. So they clean the house all day to stay home. My kids would have been like, peace. I'm going back to school. I'm ready to see my friends
yeah.
later.
You're ready, Ellison. You're ready to go back?
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
sweet.
Yeah.
My
I
kids
think
had a good
Millie's
day
ready.
yesterday. Yeah, she's
Mhm.
ready too.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah.
is Millie right now?
She's
Don't
sitting in her
ask.
room.
Yeah.
I can hear her TV from in here
Yeah.
screaming.
My kids had a good day yesterday. They were happy to be back. But then today, like the second Elliot got up, he was like, "Is it a snow day?" And I was like, "No, it didn't snow last night." And he was like, "You lied to me!" And he starts throwing a fit. None of them wanted to go. We were like, our kids are tardy at 8:30, and we walked into the school at 8:30 on the nose. So like it was like that day where like we just cannot get going. So they're praying for more snow tonight, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Not in Western Kentucky. I
No.
think it's going to be
I
right
think
over
it's
here.
yeah, I think it moved past us.
Zach, y'all are going to get it, aren't you? Yeah.
About
Zach's getting.
334.
Let's talk about someone that is near and dear to our hearts. We didn't actually know this person, but this person passed away this past week. Catherine O'Hara. B, I thought
R.I.P.
about you when it happened, when I saw the news.
Yeah, I mean, just because she's connected to Home Alone and I'm such a Christmas person, is
Yeah.
that what made you think?
That's what made me think. Now, are you can we say Schitt's Creek on this podcast?
Look, Schitt's Creek, it's not.
Is to fold in the cheese.
Oh, I guess we're going in either way.
I'm gonna say, can we like
Um,
bleep, or is that every time we say it? Boop. Daniel calls it Poops Creek
Well,
because he doesn't feel right saying
it's
it.
SCH.
It is. It's not a
Right?
cuss word. Yes, it's not a cuss
No.
word. Brittany,
No,
did you watch that show?
I really didn't. Jamie and my sister and my mom are big fans, but
So
Brittany,
good.
your assignment for the rest of the day, once we get off this podcast, which may never happen, it's the longest podcast in the history of podcasts. Go start it, and you will not regret it. It is so good. Like I was so late to the game. I didn't want to watch it. It was so much hype,
I've
and I
seen
was
like bits and pieces. I'm terrible about judging something, and I'll be like, "Oh, this is stupid," you know. I did that.
You have to get through the first episode. The first
yes,
episode is
Yeah.
slow.
first couple episodes, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I've done that in the past with shows, and then gone back later and watched them and been like, "This is brilliant." You know.
It
I mean, I
is.
did it with my dad used to watch The Middle,
Yeah.
and I would catch like little snippets, and I'd be like, "That's silly. Those kids are nuts," you know. And like I didn't ever. And then it wasn't until after my dad passed away that I sat down and really watched a full episode, and I'm like, this is hilarious. And so now it's like one of my top
Still need to
shows.
watch that.
But yeah, I need to give Schitt's Creek a chance because I do love Catherine O'Hara.
I was gonna say just like in honor of her right now. Like just what is happening with the screen? I don't know if I'm blurry or if my chin is just like actively like falling lower as we talk. But Catherine O'Hara is like a million thumbs up in that. Like she's a whole vibe. So even if you don't like anything else, I mean, am I blurry to anybody else? Am I having a stroke?
No.
I feel blurry.
Do you smell
you're fine.
toast?
What?
Do you smell toast?
Yeah. Yeah, somebody in my house is cooking toast. Y'all don't smell that? But she is a vibe. Back to financial aid for just one moment because I've got to go pick up my kids. We've talked so long, I got to go pick up my kids from school now. Then lots of negotiated rulemaking happening. So in the financial aid world, we say negregs. Lots of negotiated rulemaking happening, and there's some things that are settling out and becoming more clear as the negotiated rulemaking is happening. Lots of things still not. Lots going on in state legislation. Lots of interesting things kind of on the table. We have a budget bill, but it's just the House's budget bill right now. So we're still waiting to see what comes of that. So we're not going to talk about it because we don't know yet. So we're just not going to talk about it. But what we are going to talk about, one last thing before we bid you farewell, big things happening in the Coffee with KHEAA world. I guess I can talk about this now. I don't think it's a secret. Coming to you for the first time ever with a live audience, Coffee with KHEAA will be on location at the American College Application Campaign convening in Detroit, Michigan, April 23rd. April 23rd, I think, with special guests Lisa King she's the program, she's the something. She's the head. Well, she is the head. I don't know what her director maybe of the American College Application Campaign. So she will be joining us. She has over the years become a very good friend of ours. So we're excited. I like to just hang out with Lisa like when we go to NCAN and stuff and she's around. I like to just hang out with her. But also like she's a great colleague, huge supporter of KHEAA and what we do. Um, and then also Ashley Johnson from the Kresge Foundation. And the Kresge Foundation is so important because they are who funded the College Match Day grant that we received three 3 years ago, maybe four. I can't remember. I'm
Yeah,
old.
it's been a minute.
It's been a minute because we have
Lisa's
lived the cycle.
title is Senior Director of the American College Application Campaign.
That I wasn't giving
And
her enough
that's on
credit.
her
Senior
signature.
director.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Yeah, adore Lisa. So we're very excited because what happened was we were like, Zach, you should come with us to Detroit because that sounds fun. And so we were like, what if we did a Coffee with Kia episode while we were there? And so we're looking at the schedule and the way that that week works out. And it's like this every year and it's such a mess, but it just is what it is. The Kentucky College Coaches training, spring training, is also that week. So it's like we have to start the week in Lexington doing that. Then we have to leave there early, kind of leave it to our staff, and then head up to Detroit for the ACAC convening. And so we were looking at the schedule and we were like, there's like just no time to do this. We're going to have to do it at like 7 o'clock in our hotel room. So I was talking to Lisa about it and I was like, I gave her all these scenarios of like, could we do it like as soon as we get there at 5 o'clock on Tuesday or at like 7 o'clock or at 7 o'clock on Wednesday or, you know, just before we leave to get on the road to travel home. And she was like, what if we do it during the convening as like a session? And I was like, oh my goodness, I love where your head is. So we had a meeting about it on Friday because, like I said, all we did last week was have meetings, and it is solid. It is happening. So we're gonna engage the audience and ask them questions. We're gonna talk about College Match Day. We're gonna talk about what the Kresge Foundation is. We're gonna talk about what ACAC is, College Application Campaign is. We're going to talk about all of the things. And so we're super excited. Stay tuned because we're coming to you from Detroit in April. So that will be our April one. We will still have one in February. This is technically our belated January podcast. We'll have one in February. We'll have one in March. Maybe the one in March will be from Kentucky ACAC. I think so. And maybe we can interview Trinity Walsh, who is the acting president of Kentucky ACAC. We usually do that, right, Zach? We interview the president. Have we interviewed Trinity before? I don't think so. We'll have her on.
Yeah.
You would have to see her picture. Yeah, so we'll come to you live, or not, I mean, kind of sort of live, but we do that, like, it's still an edited episode. And
we will not be streaming live.
No, even in April, we won't be streaming live. It will be in front of a live audience and an engaged audience. So
if you would like to see what a live taping of live stream, you can go back and look up our Faxathon
episode. Yes. And we did edit that, kind of like just pulled that out and posted it as a standalone episode, not part of the Faxathon. So Brandy's on that one too. Do you remember that, B?
Yeah. That whole day is a blur, but yeah.
It is. It really is.
That
whole day.
Okay, so that's a blur to me. What's funny is every time we talk about Brandy at Faxathon, bring me back. I have a picture of Brandy behind one of the stages, behind one of the screens. Like her face is like
that was my face the whole day.
And I was like, because she was like stuck behind there, because if she moved, everyone would see her.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's that sneeze I knew was coming. And Brandy, you were like a crazy person that day because that was the day your kids started school.
Yep.
So you like saw your kids off to school in Webster County and then
drove to Versailles.
Yep. Insane. I can't believe you did that.
Busy.
It was busy. It was very busy. Yeah.
No,
Like
that
I
was
said,
less than everyone else that was there the whole time. It was a lot, but it was
I
cool
can
and
remember
fun.
we were up like figuring out a t-shirt situation until like 3 a.m. And I shared a room with Jessica that night. And so then Jessica and I go get in bed, one bed. So that's how close we are at KHEAA. We shared a bed. And then we stayed up talking for, I think I got 20 minutes of sleep. Like it was gross.
Side note, we may be sharing a bed in Detroit. If you look at our
Did you see
reservation,
that?
it says double or king.
Yes. I went
So,
back, Brandy, and tried to cancel it to ensure that like, I was like, let me edit my reservation. So Brandy and I are sharing a hotel room in Detroit because we're bringing Zach with us, and as much as we love Zach, we do want to offer him his own room. And so, in an effort to be conscious of budget dollars, Brandy and I will share a room. Zach will get his room. We're all driving in the same car, so I'm like, we are being budget friendly. But I did see that, like, if you book outside of their booking link, you could say, I want 2 beds. If you use their booking link, which saved us, I don't know, $40 a night or something like that, then you get this like one line that says 2 queens or 1 king. And so I went back and tried to edit it to say like we really need 2 queens. There's no option for that.
I wonder if you
So
oh,
called them before we get up there. Like, I would call them like
yeah,
today and be like, "Hey, can you like
yeah.
make a note
That we really
in
need to.
Queens?"
I mean,
yeah.
I don't mind to share a bed with Brandy. I'm sure we have before, but I mean, I just think as, 2 women of a certain age, we just kind of like our own space. We're both used to
I mean,
sleeping
I
with our
don't mind
kids.
to. Yeah, I don't mind to either. I just always I have like fears that what if one of us ends up sick or what if one of
Oh,
us,
yes.
those
Yes.
are the
I know.
only.
I've been told I snore like
Oh, Mackenzie
multiple
told me I
times.
do.
Oh, she did multiple times, and I'm very sick right now. But multiple times in the night last night, my child would put her hands over my mouth and nose and would say, "Stop making that sound." So I assume it was a snore, but I also she just could have been trying to kill me. I don't know. That's kind of what it
Yeah.
felt like in the night,
You got
like
to
just
get you some
suddenly,
of those breathe right strips. They're
gosh,
game
I gotta do
changer.
something.
They're
I gotta
so
do something.
good.
I can't breathe at all. So I'm sure I sound like a freight train. So yeah, if I still have this in April, and chances are good I will, because when I get sick, I
I
never get
mean, when
better.
do you not?
I know. When am I not?
Unless you're
Got
off.
something happening here.
At
Well, I've
least,
always got something happening too.
Did you see
as long as
Allison's
it's
face?
not as bad as December staff meeting.
Yeah,
That was the worst day of my life.
I'll be sleeping in the lobby.
Y'all don't know this because we haven't filmed a podcast since then, but we went to Bardstown for our December staff meeting. We do a whole day of training and then a half day of meeting. And then we have our staff Christmas, like Dirty Santa party afterwards. And one of my kids puked one time before I left on a Friday night. And I thought, nobody else is getting it. We're fine. Brandy and I
Kids
leave.
get sick. Yeah.
Kids get sick. Brandy and I leave Sunday. We get to Bardstown. We all go out to dinner. We are a very tight knit group. So, like, Zach and I eat and drink after each other all the time. I'm feeling fine Sunday night until I'm not. We all go to bed. And then I wake up in the middle of the night and I have like the stomach bug from Hades, if we're studying Greek mythology here.
There you go.
It
Good job.
was awful. And we were so scared. So I was like out of commission basically the whole time. We were so scared somebody else was going to get it. I was in a car with Brandy the entire time. I'm like sharing food and drink with Zach. And then after that, it was like they would just like lay something at my door and like knock and run if I needed something.
Oh my
So
gosh. Yeah.
it was
Well,
so awful, y'all.
and then when we left Wednesday, that's when I started feeling bad.
I
Yes.
know. I was afraid you were going to get it. Oh, it was just so, it was scary. I'm like,
It was
Cassie, you
gross.
said you passed out from it. So I was like, oh, me. Well, this could take everybody out.
I really thought it was going to. It took me a full week to feel normal because I was like the other day, I was drinking a liquid IV yesterday because I was like, maybe I'm dehydrated and that's why I feel so bad. And I was like, well, why did I get liquid IV? Like, why do I have that? And I was like, oh, because it took me so long to recover from that stomach bug that I was still, and then my husband got it. And like, we're all just lucky he's still alive. Like, the day he was,
And when he thanked me for taking care of you, I'm like, all I did was give Zach my debit card. He went and picked stuff up and hung it on your door. I mean, like, we could have done better.
no, trust me, y'all didn't want that because like my kids got it while I was away. And then my husband got it when I got home. And like I said, we're all just lucky that he's
Yeah.
still living because
Was-
he was so ill he couldn't speak. And the alarm on his phone that he would sound if he needed something was awesome. So, okay, well, that's it for today. Now that we're talking about stomach bugs, and that's it for today. We will be back. I have to tie my shoe because I'm getting ready to run out the door and go get my kids. We will be back in later in February, hopefully not snowed in, hopefully actually in the office at the studio. But until then, do you remember B what we do? No? We say
I'm
KHEAA
sorry.
later. We say KHEAA later. And usually we cheers.
Oh.
So everyone get your coffee mugs.
I was going to say good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night. So until then, KHEAA
KHEAA
later. Hello.
do that.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Somebody stop the recording. How do we do it? Okay.